Hello students, welcome back to PW Prep. This is Kumar Gupta, your IELTS expert, and we are back with another video, and this video is going to be explicitly on listening. There are many question types in your listening test. Some of them would be easy to handle and some of them would be a bit tricky, I would say, to handle and answer those questions. But with right amount of strategies and right amount of attitude, you can definitely nail your listening game. Today, I am going to make you through 10 top strategies which you can use to nail your maps in listening. I have often listened from students that maps are very difficult and they are not able to understand what has to be done in the maps section. But that problem is sorted today, and I'm gonna give you 10 top tips which you can use to nail your maps game in listening test. So without wasting time, let's get started. So very first thing that you need to follow in maps is understand the common directions and terms. It is really very important that you understand common directions and you understand common terms, or I would rather say common words which should be used to give someone direction. It could be prepositions, it could be prepositions of place, it could be many other words which can be used to signpost someone. You need to be familiar with that vocabulary, you need to be familiar with that language to nail your maps game. Second, study the map before you listen it. It's really very important that you understand the question before you start, and studying the question as far as your map is concerned is going to be at an advantage. Third, pay attention to the keywords. Keywords in any question, be it listening, reading, writing or speaking, are going to give you hints that what has to be answered. In that case, you should be carefully looking forward to the keywords and you should be marking those keywords correctly. Fourth, follow the speaker's instruction. It is really, I would say, it is extremely important that you follow the speaker's instructions. If you do not follow the speaker's instruction, you will not be able to handle the map questions. You need to carefully listen, you need to carefully understand where exactly the speaker is speaking or what place he or she is talking about. Fifth, develop note-taking skills. Developing note-taking skills is not only important in your question handling, but I would say this is an important life skill which you should have. As a student or maybe as a professional, if you are moving abroad, you should be able to take notes. In order to be proficient at note taking, you should be practicing it more and you should be listening to the lectures more and you should be writing down the notes or the concepts which the teacher or anyone else is trying to teach, right? Another important technique is stay calm and focused. Listening is all about your concentration, guys. The more you are able to concentrate, the more your questions become easier. If you're not able to concentrate in the listening test, definitely you will not be able to find out the answers. Seventh, repetition and review. Whatever thing you have come across in the listening test while you're listening to the audio, you have to review it. Once you have noted down your answers, once you have thought that what could be the possible location or the place to this specific question, you have to review your answers by making the notes. That note thing is really very important. Use context clues. Context clues are really important in the listening test. Why? Because context clues are going to provide you the information, the situation, or the places where the places are specifically located, right? Ninth, and the most important, is visualize while you are listening. It is really very important that when you are labeling a map, when you're labeling a diagram, you should be visualizing it while you listen to the audio. When you visualize the context, when you visualize the thing which is being exposed to you, that becomes more easier for you to understand and you are able to get through it. Last and not least, practice, practice, practice. The more you practice, the more you become better at it. practice makes a man perfect, right? So that's how you should be doing it. You should be practicing it as much as you can. For practice itself, I have brought one exercise for you so that whatever you have learned now, it can be applied. So if you can see this picture, this is how your map looks like. You can see it is Art and History Museum in a street market, and the directions have been marked here: northwest, east, south, and this is how the layout of that specific place looks. Here are your questions. You have to find out these locations considering the letters mentioned here. Now, how will you be able to find out the answers? You will be following a specific set of words. You will be following a specific location language which should be learnt. So let's come to that. This is how you can understand what is the language to be used or to listen to when you are attempting your maps question. So I have specifically underlined and made the answers block letter underline as well, so that you can understand where exactly the location is lying. So here it says Reynolds House is one of the oldest houses in the city and is open to public. It's on the north side of the Crawley Road, next to the footpath that leads to the public garden. So these locations, these words, next to, north side, these are nothing but this is the language of location. We can also call them preposition or places preposition. These are the words which are going to give you hints that where exactly some place is located. In the next question itself, it says the thumb is just what its name suggests, but it's about 10 meters high, right? Again, the position of that specific thing. You'll see it on Hill Road, across the road from the bank. Across the road, again preposition. The museum has got a particularly fine collection of this and that. On the east side of the sheep market, it's on the other side of the road from the public garden. So if you see, continuously they are using places of preposition to convey that where exactly the place lies. This is what you are supposed to follow whenever you appear in your listening test. Another example, the contemporary art gallery is on the little road that leads off Station Square. Not far from the public gardens, the road ends at the gallery. It doesn't go anywhere else. That's open every day except Mondays. So if you see, again they are explaining the language of location. They are using the language of location to make you sure that where exactly the place is located. So this was about your maps in the listening test. Stay tuned for more. Bye bye. Take care.